Good morning, children. Children, today here we are with our new chapter, chapter 14, Why Dog Chase Car. Children, have you ever thought why the dog runs after cat, or why this dog runs after any car? It must be because it is the tendency. Dogs are very playful. They have the tendency to run after every moving object or moving thing. So they must be running after cars, or must be running after cats or ball, maybe, right? So here we have a chapter to see why dog chase cars. It must be a fiction story, and this story is from Africa. Let's see what is there in this chapter. First of all, we will go through some new words that will come across your chapter. Now the first one is town. T-O-W-N, town. Sites. Sites. Alag-alag jagah, sites. Traders, that is businessmen. Traders. Arrived. Arrived. Screech, to make a loud noise. Screech. Halt, to stop for a while. Halt. Francs, it is currency of Africa. Francs. Fleet, to move very quickly, very lightly, and to move very quickly. That is fleet. Barge, to move, to push, to move. Next is inch. Now children, will start the chapter. I will read the chapter for you and explain you this chapter. Come on, let's get started. We all know that dogs chase cars, but only the people of West Africa can tell you why. Here we all know dogs chase cars, but people of Africa, that is people of West Africa, they can tell us why do they do this. Now let's see. Once, way back when people first began to drive cars, three animals, a dog, a leopard and a donkey, decided that they would go to the market in a big town to see what they could see. Now, long back when people started driving cars, three animals, they decided to go to the town. And who were these three animals? A leopard, a donkey and a dog decided to go to the market and see what they can see there. What is there in the market? When they had seen all the sights and smelled all the smell and heard all the cries of the market, traders selling their wares they were wearing, they did not want to walk all the way back to the villages, so they decided to take a taxi instead. Now, they went to the market. All three animals went to the market. They saw various types of sight. They saw that various shopkeepers selling different types of things. They smelled different smell, and now they were tired. Roaming through the market, they were now totally tired, exhausted. Now they did not want to go back to their home walking. So they decided to take a taxi. Now let's see what happens. Now story exactly starts from here. They decided to take a taxi. First they arrived at the village where the donkey lived. Stop here, driver, said the donkey. This is where I want to be dropped off. The taxi screeched to a halt and the donkey climbed out. How much do I owe you? Asked the donkey. 3,000 francs, replied the driver cheerfully. The donkey gave the money to the driver. The driver ripped up the engine and started driving again. Next, the leopard called out. Put the brakes on, driver, and let me out here. The driver did as he was asked. What must I pay you? Asked the leopard. 3,000 francs, replied the driver and held out his hand. But the leopard just flicked his tail at the man and ran off into the forest. The driver shouted at stop, but the leopard was gone. The man grounded his teeth in fury, but he drove on. Now what happened? These all three animals decided to take a taxi. Now they started their journey. First of all, this donkey wanted to step down because his stop has come. Now it stepped down, and then he asked the driver. Donkey asked the driver, "How much do I owe you?" That means how much I have to pay. The driver happily replied, 3,000. Yes, 3,000 francs. And the donkey paid, and the driver left off. After some time, the leopard wanted to come down. Leopard wanted to get down from the car. Now from this taxi. Then he asked the driver to put on his brake, and then he got down. Again the leopard asked the driver, "How much do I owe you, or how much should I pay?" The driver replied, 3,000 francs. The leopard did not pay the money, and he just flicked his tail on the man, on the driver, and ran off in the jungle. Now this driver kept on shouting, but leopard did not turn back. What happened? Now this driver was really very angry because he was not paid his fare, and he was very angry, and he grounded his teeth and he went off. Now it was turn for the dog to get down. Now let's see what happened. The dog sat silently in the back seat until they came to the village where he lived. "Please pull over, driver," he said. "This is as far as I want to go." The driver pulled over the side of the road. The dog hopped out of the taxi and walked up to the driver's window. How much for the ride?" he said. 3,000 francs, replied the driver. "Sorry, I have only got 5,000 francs." "No," said the dog. He gave it to the man, who put it into his pocket. "Can I have my change, please?" asked the dog. The taxi driver smiled. "Not likely," he said. Then he drove off in a cloud of dust. From that day onwards, donkeys, leopards and dogs all do different things when they see a car coming, bumping along the forest roads towards them. Donkeys don't budge an inch. They had paid their fare. Now at last this dog was left out in the car. After some time, this dog asked the taxi driver to put a brake because he wanted to get down. He jumped up. He hopped out of the car and went to the window of the car and asked the driver, "How much I have to pay?" Taxi driver said, 3,000 francs. Dog said, "I have 5,000 francs." The driver took the money and put it in his pocket, and the dog wanted the change because 3,000 francs, and then he gave 5,000 francs. Now the dog wanted the change. Now here what happened? He asked for the change, but the driver said, "No, I will not pay," and he just drove away his car, and everywhere it was. This dog was very unhappy. He could not get his change. Now from that day onwards, people think that this dog, donkey and leopard, these all three animals behave differently when they see any car coming, jumping or bumping from within the forest road. What do these donkeys do? They will not budge a little, like they will not move from the place. They keep on standing in between when you will see the vehicle. At home, here in town also we see at times if any donkey is on the road and your father wants to drive from that road, this donkey will never budge. It will not move. It will not move. It will keep nodding its head, but it will not move an inch. So what your father is left out with the option? He has to take a turn and move from there. What do these leopards do? Let us see now. However, as soon as the leopard sees a car, it races off into the forest as fast as its four legs can carry it. It is scared that the driver has come back for his money. But when a dog spots a car, it barks furiously and chases after it. You see, he is still searching for the driver who tricked him out of his 2,000 francs. Now, this donkey, as we discussed, it will never move. Now, leopard, what is the leopard's reaction when it sees a car coming on the roads of this forest? It will run fast in the jungle as far as its four legs can take. We will never see any leopard on the road. Do we see? Because whenever they see a car coming, what do? They keep themselves safe. They run fast in the forest. They still think that the driver will ask money from them because he did not pay money, right? Now, what does this dog do? Now, dogs are furiously waiting for the car. If they see any car, they will furiously bark at it, or it will chase the car till as long as it can chase it. Why? Because they are still unhappy. It is said that still they are searching for the driver who will give them 2,000 francs because he was cheated with 2,000 francs. Children, here we end this story. It is a fiction story. That means it is thought. It is seen that why these animals do, maybe why they must be doing this. Why this dog must be running after the car to ask money, 2,000 francs from the driver. Children, it is not the same. It is just because dogs chase the car, or dogs chase the cats, or dog chase any ball. If you give the dog to play a ball, it will go and run after it. Why? Because it has a playful tendency. It will keep on running after anything it moves. So dog chases the car. So here, children, I end the chapter. You go through the chapter, read the chapter properly. In next video, definitely I will give you some new words and you will know the pronunciation of the words. Thank you.